Howdy guys, lovely to see you all again. Quick life update. My whole family has had gastro. It's been awesome. My wife was vomiting, my son was vomiting. Our house smells like poo because we've all been shitting and vomiting everywhere. It's been absolutely lovely. But I'm back and ready to play some rock music with you all. Today we're going to be looking at the Queen classic, Crazy Little Thing Called Love. Let's take a look. Alright, so we're going to start off from that little fill just before the solo starts. It's quite delicious. I'm going to start from 13 of the first string. Then I've got to pull off from 12 to 10 of the first, jumping to 13 of the second, and then back to 10 of the first. So I'll play that again at a more gentlemanly pace. Then it goes. So this is really cool. It just works down this chromatic. So I'm going to play 13 of the second string, and then play from 12, I'm rolling back 11, 10. So I've got two picks on that string. And it does the same thing on the third string. So I'm going to play the 13 and then roll back from that 12, 11, 10. So this is what we should have from the start. At the end of that, I'm going to have a bit of a crossover here. I go from third string on 12th fret. And then I play the 12th fret of the 4th string. Now, you notice as well, I'm not a big fan of the flat fingers. You notice Steve Vai does a lot of that kind of crossing over strings when he could just use the same finger, just because you have a bit more accuracy, and I think it's easy to control sort of the tone of the note as well. So this is what we should have thus far from that sexy fill. Okay, then we work into this little phrase. So keeping it sort of jolly and a little bit swung, I'm going to have a bit of a slide into 10 of the first two strings, and I'm going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and. I think alternate picking does help get that swing as well. Otherwise you could go. Don't think it has as much vibe though. So after I've done 1 and 2 and 3 and, adding that swing feel, I go to this. So let's do that slowly. I'm going to have 3 bends from 13 of the second string. The third one goes up and back and pulls off to 11. So I'll play that slowly. 1, 2, 3. At the end of that, I play 13, 11 as just single notes. And at the end of that, I've got a bend from 13 of the second string, and then I play 13 of the first. So from the start of that, hopefully that's making sense. Then I work into this phrase. So once again, I've got sort of a slide in. I'm playing essentially what would be a D major chord here. I'm playing 10 of the first 2 and 11 of the third. I want to slide in. Then after I've done that, I get rid of the major third and then just play the first 2 twice. So it goes like this. At the end of that, I've got 2 more cheeky double stop chords. I'm going to play 12 of the second and the third string and 10 of the second and the third string. At the end of that 10 one, I'm going to do a cheeky hammer into 11 of the third string so we can get that delightful major third back. So I'll play this phrase a little bit slower. Alright, let's go from the bendy bit at the start of this. We'll add that phrase in, we'll add the last chunk, and then we'll go right back to the fill at the start as well. At the end of that, what I've got here is a hammer on from 10 to 11 on the third string. Then from there, I'm playing 10, 12 on the second string. At the end of that, I want to play 10 of the first string twice. So we've got, at the end of that, I work into this bend, which is going to lead us into the second section. So just coming in on that cheeky little offbeat. That's the whole section. Let's do it again at a slower pace, and then we'll do it again even slower with some tabs. One more time with some tabs. Alright guys, second section. I'm going to start off with a bend from 13 of the second string, and then I'm going to play 13 of the first with my pinky. So I'm going to do that twice. At the end of that, I'm going to bend it up and back into a pull-off to 11, and then just play 13, 11 as single notes. So we've got, at the end of that, I go back into that 13 bend again and add that cheeky pinky. So there's kind of 3 of those in that little chunk. Hopefully that's making sense. Then I work into this phrase. So once again, kind of that sliding grace note entry. I'm starting from 11 of the first 2 strings and 12 of the third, and then I want to slide that over a semitone, which is going to kind of give us like an E major triad vibe. When I get there, I'm going to hit it one more time on the backstroke to keep the swing up. Then I work into this phrase. Let's slow that down. I'm playing 10-12 on the first string, and then a slight sort of quarter tone, just a sort of a quarter tone bend from 13 of the second string to 10. Now that next little chunk I was doing was 11-9 on the third, so we'll do that all together. At the end of that, that's the last chunk of the solo. I'm going to play 10 twice on the second string, and then the end of that, I'm going to do a bend into a pull-off from 12 to 10 on the second string, and then 12-10 as single notes. And that's the whole thing. So let's go from the second half, well, let's go from all of section 2 together. One more time with some tabs. And that was the solo to Crazy Little Thing called Love by Queen. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And please click the links in the description box to my Facebook group and my Patreon. It is good to be back, guys. Plenty more lessons coming soon. See ya.